Hey, Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to receive everything firsthand, and of course, leave a like to strengthen our fan base and show that we only have true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that happens behind the scenes of Commanders. So without further ado, let's check out today's news.
Marcus Mariota just said something Commanders fans never expected. Marcus Mariota almost pulled off an epic upset against the Denver Broncos, but beyond his promising performance, a controversial issue arose during the primetime broadcast, leaving fans perplexed. Now they have clarity. Mariota gave it his all. He threw for 294 yards and 2 touchdowns, finding Terry McLaurin in the end zone in overtime to give the Commanders a chance. But the 2-point conversion attempt was unsuccessful. Throughout the game, NFL fans across the country noticed something else about Mariota. More specifically, about the way the NBC commentary duo, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth, pronounced his name. Apparently, we've all been pronouncing Mariota wrong this whole time. You'd think it wouldn't be that hard to pronounce Mariota. However, the NFL has always had issues with this, ever since Roger Goodell announced his second overall pick in the 2015 draft as Marcus Mariotto, as if he belonged in the lyrics of a Styx song about robots. Throughout his 11-year career, he has always been Mariota. There was some confusion about whether it was Mario or Mario, but the final syllable was never emphasized until Sunday Night Football, when he suddenly became Mariota. Somewhere Hermione Granger is seething with rage. Apparently, that's how it's supposed to be. Mariota was questioned by J.P. Finley of NBC Sports, a Commanders expert, about the issue that was suddenly on everyone's mind, and seemed to confirm that Collinsworth and Tirico were right. Perhaps a memo was sent to the network to clarify the situation. Marcus Mariota clarifies the pronunciation issue. The former Oregon star seemed not to understand the question, as he only said that the first 2 syllables are in fact Mario and not Mario. But when he repeated his own name, he heavily emphasized the T, exactly as Tirico and Collinsworth had pronounced it. In the end, it doesn't matter. In traditional American dialect, we tend not to emphasize the consonants between vowels in the same way as some other cultures around the world. A T ends up sounding like a D. An S is often pronounced in a drawn-out way, becoming a Z. A P can even be reduced to a B sometimes. Technically, it could be Mariota, but it's easier to say Mariota.
The Commanders opened a Pandora's box with the big update on Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels has taken his biggest step forward yet. The situation regarding Jayden Daniels' injury and whether he should return to play this season has been the subject of intense debate among Washington Commanders fans and the media in general. But all indications are that the dynamic quarterback has a chance to take the field this weekend against the Minnesota Vikings. For the first time since dislocating his elbow in Week 9 against the Seattle Seahawks, the second overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft participated fully in Thursday's practice. This means he did all the repetitions with the starting lineup and had the same workload as the other players. In other words, the Commanders felt comfortable enough to gradually increase his participation before potentially reintegrating him into the starting lineup at US Bank Stadium. Daniels is working hard to convince the coaching staff and the medical team that he is healthy enough to participate. Coach Dan Quinn revealed Wednesday that he is not yet cleared for physical contact. That may have changed, but much will depend on how his body reacts in the next 24 hours. The Commanders have a crucial decision to make regarding Jayden Daniels. If Daniels gets the green light, it will be the first time this season the Commanders have their starting quarterback, right guard, and all 3 leading wide receivers available at the same time. This will be crucial against a Vikings defense that boasts the best pressure rate in the league this season. This is the most encouraging sign so far. Some fans won't like it, but their calls for Daniels to be sidelined for the rest of 2025 have fallen on deaf ears. He will return at some point, and considering the defensive lines Washington will face until the end of the season, there's really no easy way out in that regard. Training in fear is not an option. Daniels or any other player could get injured at any time. Putting him on the field without 100% certainty is reckless, considering how little is at stake. But this represents the most positive development so far. What will happen from here remains to be seen. The Commanders will monitor Daniels' physical condition on Friday. They will gather relevant information from the doctors before making any further decisions. However, if they are sufficiently impressed with the progress of the current NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, he will play. Marcus Mariota has done an admirable job in Daniels' absence, but nothing captivates Commanders fans more than having their star player leading the offense.
The Ravens simply handed the Commanders the most valuable target among free agents on a silver platter. Opportunity knocks. Adam Peters has several glaring problems to solve when the 2026 offseason arrives. The Washington Commanders have not lived up to expectations this season, and while injuries have contributed to their decline, the current roster is not structured for sustainable success. Peters should be well aware of what needs to be done. Not all problems will be solved, but the Commanders need to start shaping a competitive squad into a long-term force. Anything short of that will have serious consequences. Everything is open. And a surprising development elsewhere in the league could provide Peters with a golden opportunity to solve a neglected problem. The Commanders should seriously consider signing Isaiah Likely after Mark Andrews' surprising contract extension. The Baltimore Ravens surprised everyone in the league by extending the contract of veteran tight end Mark Andrews. Most pundits believed he would be released by the franchise this offseason due to injuries and declining performance. Instead, the AFC North club offered him a 3-year contract worth $39.5 million, with $26.5 million guaranteed. Considering that promising tight end Isaiah Likely is about to enter free agency, this doesn't exactly bode well for securing a lucrative contract with the Ravens. And if the former Coastal Carolina star gets the chance to test the market, Anthony Palacios of Last Word on Sports believes the Commanders should be at the front of the line. Washington needs younger, more creative players, and Isaiah Likely could be exactly that. Zach Ertz is past his prime, and he's the only tight end on the roster with over 100 receiving yards. With Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin already veterans, 25-year-old Likely could develop alongside Daniels and offer the quarterback a reliable passer for many years to come. The Commanders may lose Zach Ertz to retirement this offseason. Ben Sinnott remains an unknown quantity after 2 years of professional football. John Bates is a blocking specialist, and Colson Yankoff doesn't seem to be more than a capable backup on special teams. If Ertz does leave, as expected, the Commanders need to find a productive tight end capable of receiving passes and filling the gap. Likely is an underrated player who has been overshadowed by Andrews, but his consistency when called upon, coupled with his nose for touchdowns before this season, suggest he could excel in a more important role. Much will depend on the amount Likely's representatives demand for his next contract, but he's only